1600 west of the tower. The pilots will contact you on channel 09, and there's no reported outbound traffic to affect you.
BTS, red,
1600 west of the tower. The pilots will contact you on channel 3 BTS. Good afternoon. That's all copy, thank you, and no reported inbound traffic.
Ahoy, shipmates. What a lovely afternoon out there. Feels like the start of summer.
To the seas, signal up, to
the Seas, BTS, good afternoon. So copied, and yes, you're clear to proceed.
Thank you.
I don't know if you heard that on the radio, but the Jewel of the Seas just said she's singling up. I think I've cut short a bit, but I can get the grasp. Ice Cream Man today is looking very busy. Good old Q there. Anyway, she's singling up, so that means she'll have many lines going from the ship to the shore to keep her in dock. Singling up means she'll just get ready, just have a few there while she's preparing to go underway. And if you were a bigger ship, you'd have some tugs ready to pull you away, but no tugs for the Jewel of the Seas today. Oh, no. Really fancy an ice cream. Blimey, there's a chap there taking his shirts off. No, he's not. 2 shirts on. Well, ahoy, shipmates, and welcome aboard. Who do we have here? Oh, I see Robert's already on the radio. Thank you, Robert. I shall turn the radio off in a minute. I was just experimenting with having a little bit of radio so that we could hear what's going on. Oh, ahoy Timothy Hickey, and ahoy Colin Wykes. Ahoy Philip B. Ahoy Kathleen Pace. Oh, and Robert's got the information I need as well. Thank you there, Robert. 230 plus 1. Plus 1. Could be the captain's wife or girlfriend, but it's the pilot. Steph B, how many lines does it need to keep them stable? I don't know, but I've had a look when you can see them. I've been droning them and in the port. They do have quite a lot of lines. Probably see even the MOL in the background there. Zoom in on the MOL here. I'm going to turn the radio off.
Falcon, good afternoon. Traffic update shortly underway from 101 west will be the Jewel of the Seas.
There we go. I'll turn the radio off now. As you can see there on the MOL Triumph, there are 2, 3, 4 lines on the front there. And there'll probably be similar on the stern and potentially some down the side as well. So quite a lot of lines in total. They do break, in fact. You get a really bad swell in ports. The ships do rock and roll around a lot, and I have been known to break their lines. Okay, so the Jewel of the Seas is just hiding just off. I don't know if you heard the hooter there. I don't think the microphone on box cam is particularly sensitive for some reason. I always pick up the noises, but I've definitely heard the hoot, so I would say she's clearly on the move. We'll see her very shortly just from the right hand side of the screen there. But yes, as I was saying, those lines do break, and they are surprisingly thick. Well, it looks like a lovely day to be down in the park. Not quite sure what else is going on in ports. Let's have a look down this way. Ah, yes, you can see the stern of the Britannia down this way. Just sticking out from behind the harbour house there. And then there's a Ro-Ro a little bit further down. And if we go and check over on cruise cam, oh, conditions have cleared up a bit. We can now see all the way down to Cowshot Spit. That's in the very distance. And the Isle of Wight's just beyond that. That sort of dingy looking background. that hill. Oh, and there's the one of the red jets whizzing past. Certainly been a busy day out there, and yesterday I could see an awful lot of traffic out on the yachts, their sails up. Probably a really good day for that. But let's go back to the camera that's important here, and we could just about see her coming out. Facing the right way, so no need to go to the far end and turn round, or turn round here. Certainly scooting off with a fair pace, I would say. Oh, thank you, Kevin. You heard the horn clearly. Oh, good. I have little bouncing displays which tell me what the volume levels are, but I don't see anything coming across all the outside, so I can't always tell. Oh, there's him, Alice. Oh, you sailed on Jubilee 2004 on her first season. Well, that must be quite exciting to go on a new cruise ship. Sparkly and new. Indeed, she was launched in March of 2004, so you were very quick there. She's 90,000 gross ton ship. We're at 293 metres, so not the biggest, but by no means the smallest at all. And capacity for 2,500 passengers and 842 crew. Powered by a couple of Azipod drives, meaning that you can slip nicely away from the side here. Oh, ahoy, Dave Jenkins from sunny Fishguard. Wow, that's exciting. Fishguard, eh? Part of the UK I don't think I've spent much time in. Certainly if you're down in the park this afternoon, you'd have a prime view. Queuing for your ice cream, a really lovely view. Well, Jubilee's only been in port for a short time, just fueling and restocking. She's off to picturesque Pool Bay, just down the coast. But she won't steam there straight away. She'll probably steam around the English Channel for a little bit, extending her travel, getting some miles in. Well deck here. See a shipmate on there taking photographs. Not day there, perhaps. Now the water's taken on quite a green hue today. See by the flag here. In flag here, it's hardly moving at all. Perfect conditions. There's been an exceptional number of ships out on the Snowlands. On cruise cam, and I could zoom in a cruise cam to the water between the Isle of Wight and Southampton, and you can see an awful sails up. In fact, I even saw that was a good old hoot, wasn't it? I even saw our boat in Osborne Bay, and that is approximately 12 to 13 miles away from the camera. Berry's SMB Trackers says, can I add a ferry cam in Portsmouth? I would love to add more cameras around the Solent area. Just a lot of hooting going on this morning, afternoon. The cabin you had was just above the E in a Jewel of the Seas. Hey, well that's easy to find. So your cabin then was where about here? About here then. Oh, and in fact there are a few shipmates on board of the E. Well, next time you're there, give us a wave. Yes, I would like to put some more think maybe that's a nautical coded horn message for the ice cream man. Make mine a 99, please. A few shipmates on board. These aren't passengers, by the way. These are just shipmates, crew on board the ship. Giving them the opportunity of staying in the customer quarters in their own cabins. But yes, I would like some more cameras. I just need some people to give me some space. I'm particularly fond of Ryde Church, but there's already a camera there. But I've contacted the chap who's running it, and he hasn't got back to me. I'm really quite keen to have a camera there, because that really would fill a massive void in the coverage. And yes, indeed, rolling out more cameras. There's quite a few people on their balconies. The size of these ships, I do have to really zoom out quite a long way. Oh, there we go. Oh, both the second D and dual. Oh well, I got roughly the right place. I've been suffering with a lot of hay fever today, I think. It's probably that time of year. It always reminded me of which sailors blow their noses most often. And of course, beady anchor chiefs. A whole lot of jet skis buzzing around here earlier. If small pleasure craft. Now that lockdown's lifting, we can get out and about. Just about see onto the bridge there. I can see a shipmate from bow, up the bridge there, looking the bow. That. Good people on board. Once this gets back to normal sailing, of course, the decks will be flooded with people waving, taking pictures of the wonderful Port of Southampton. Yes, it could well be tree pollen, I'm not sure. A little itchy eye. We've still got a fair number of ships coming in and out of the port at the moment to just refill and repopulate. I'm still haven't found out. I know we heard various people saying when those crews will be ports of Southampton, but I've not tracked it down as yet. SC Virtuoso, I think, is mere marked as potentially being one. Oh, ahoy, Tim Maynard. Oh, he's got the flag ready so you can find us waving to you, but not until September on Britannia. Excellent. Well, that'll be very easy to spot you there, Tim. As long as it's not night time, of course. A little chap down there in his canoe. Hello. Yes, indeed, Keith Ellery. It is great news to hear that the cruising has restarted. It looks like Harbour Patrol nipping through very quickly. Probably chasing down some jet skiers, I'd imagine. Jet skiers seem to be the hooligans of the waterways. Turn off the radio. Beautiful skies today. Beautiful skies. Quite warm as well. Without the wind. Oh, I see. Oh, ahoy there, Timothy Hickey. Anyone interested? That disc on the top of it is a nightclub. Ah, interesting. I've heard that it was something. So you're talking about this disc here. Always reminds me of a UFO, of the sort of Thunderbirds element. Nightclub, eh? Fantastic. Good view from there. We should be able to. Let's just check on the other camera. See, there's more jets, more boats whizzing around. Got a good view down to Cowshot. It's a bit hazier in the Solent, but we should be able to follow it all the way down Southampton Water anyway. And yeah, not much going on in the port area at the moment. It'll be just us coming through here with the seas. Hopefully there'll be a couple of new cruise ships coming in to port as well. That's normally quite exciting when we have a maiden voyage of a cruise ship. That'll be any number of fireworks and hoses going off, the tugs. It can be quite a celebration. We didn't have any of those last year. The P&O Iona was supposed to have come in, but she died due to pandemic and COVID, so that'll be really exciting. Just be exciting to have people waving on board. There's been quite a few things cancelled last year, obviously, for all sorts of things, but here in the Port of Southampton, it was 400-year anniversary, the sailing of the Mayflower to the New World. There are all sorts of celebrations planned for that. Well, of course, they all have to be cancelled. Disappointing. But there's a few artistic things went ahead. I've just been out filming some of those. I'm going to get a little video of our local artist chap who's made a lot of mosaics, 12 mosaics of the ships variously around Old Town. And together for later. Ahoy, Julie Tucker. Yes, I think Kevin's answered your question there. To need to watch this stream and not the other ones. My technology is only so sophisticated. It's improving all the time, I must say. Becoming quite a technological feast. Just waiting for my first camera outside the port. That's an exciting day. Well, if you enjoy these live streams and you enjoy the channel, do think about subscribing. It does help out a lot. It's certainly growing quite nicely. And don't forget to thank all of our fantastic Spanner crew in the chat. Do provide some good feedback, answer all your questions. A lot of knowledgeable shipmates on board. Very impressive. I'm going to see if I can round with cam. Not on cruise cam just yet. Jonathan Powell says, once things are up and running, what's the best day of the week for watching cruises come and go? Once we're in season, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. On whatever day is convenient for you, there'll be multiple ships in and out every day. Unless there's a particular ship you want to see, I'll just have a look at the VTS's website, and they will have all the information when the cruise ships are coming and going. Although if you choose wisely, you will be able to find a day. Normally, you get a day when it's the busiest day in port, and we'll have 10 cruise ships in and out in one day. That's a brilliant day. It makes the city very busy. So that would be a great day to come in. But really, honestly, once the season's running, it'll just be very busy. And you've got a number of excellent cruise ship spotting locations. You could go all the way down to Cowshots and watch them come down Southampton water, round the castle, and out into the Solent. That gives you a lot of view time, although it's a bit isolated. Mayflower Park, on one of the cameras, that gives you fantastic views. That has also ice cream van, which maybe satisfies a certain itch you may have. And the end of Town Quay Pier is quite good as well, which is just off to the sort of right-hand side here. And those buildings gives you a really good view. You get very close to them. And also, once it's up and running, the Hythe Ferry is actually a very good little ferry to take. It just goes between Town Quay Pier here and over in Hythe. And if there are cruise ships in, you get to go right past them, and it's very inexpensive, and that's a great little day out as well. Any places, really. Hythe is also a good place to watch. Yeah, many places. People scurrying around the decks. Oh, Hoy Libby Garden, love this channel. Thanks, Captain. Oh, well, that's just the sort of message I like to hear. Rubs my ego. Oh, I do have to thank you all for subscribing and joining in, because it's certainly making the channel a lot more interesting. And the Jewel of the Seas now is approaching the dockhead, so she's restricted to only 6 knots in this area of the ports, unlike the jet skis, which seem to blast around a lot faster. But once she's past the dockhead, she'll open up, probably sort of 12, 15 knots. You can see on the left there, that's the Britannia. We've got one of our local ferries coming through, one of the red funnel ferries. And often, think they're quite big vessels, which they really are. Certainly are dwarfed against the cruise ships. Just the bottom right hand corner screen there is the Red Kestrel, which is a freight-only service. Base for 12 passengers. Going to lose sight a little bit here of the cruise ship, alas, as she'll go behind the Britannia and then come out the other side. But once she's out the other side, we should be able to follow with the cruise cam all the way down Southampton water, down to Cowshot, because it's quite clear down there at the moment. Although it does look a bit foggy in the channel. Britannia is in port, I think for a day or two, and then she's off out. See if I can live stream her. I didn't hear the other day. And that's in the background. The very far background is Fawley Finery. All those chimneys are. Sometimes you get a lot of flaring and flames out the top. It's quite exciting. This is the Ocean Terminal here. That silver building. Looks like a UFO's landed. It's the Ocean Terminal. That's where a lot of the cruise ships go from. And they're building a new cruise ship terminal down where we started off at the other end of the docks towards the container ship. That's the new terminal being built. And in fact, there is a competition. If you want to name the new cruise terminal, you can enter a competition and your name might get chosen. I think I'll be entering Cruisy McCruise Terminal, obviously. You can see the lifeboats here on the side of the cruise ships. Sometimes the cruise ships have to go out and turn around and come back in so they can service the lifeboats, which is something I only learnt the other day. You can see the fantastic Union Jack on the bow there. Oh, thank you, Stephen Joy. Britannia's due to leave Monday. I thought it was Monday. Monday, 8 o'clock. Oh, it might be a nice sunset departure. Yes, so if you get to go out from the ocean terminal here, you'll certainly get a fantastic view from this camera. Let me know where you are. Zoom in. A little wave. Question earlier about how many lines are on the ships. You can see on here there's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. That's about 8 lines on the bow there, and there'll be a similar number towards the stern, so quite a lot of lines. I'll just move a little bit further around here, and you can see. Now we can go look in the distance. Oh, I think the visibility's reduced again. There's summary haze. Very cow shot. Those little buildings in the distance are cow shot. And this building here, down here on this little ship down here, the white one, is Bill Gates' ship Wayfinder, a research vessel. That's due to leave Monday as well, Monday or Tuesday, I'm not sure which. Quite exciting. I'll probably try and see if I can drone that one as well. Will there be a live stream of Britannia? Libby Garton asks. Well, probably. It's a great location for it. Unless I'm busy doing something, I suspect I will be live streaming, yes. So we'll just wait now for... oops. Wait now for the seas to come past. If I zoom right in over here, this is going down to Cowshot. You can see what looks a bit like an aircraft control tower here. Well, that is in fact the RNLI tower for the Solent. From there they've got beady eyes and they can watch all around the Solent and they can see what's coming and going. Again, that would be an excellent place for a camera. Ahoy there, Ellie May. Well, thank you for subscribing. MSC Virtuosa for June. They're the only line taking non-vaccinated passengers. Well, that's interesting. I didn't realise there were any lines taking non-vaccinated passengers. Interesting. Oh. I believe the MSC Virtuosa is due in and out quite a lot, so I believe she might be the first one. She might not be. I'll have to see. Unfortunately, Britannia is blocking the queue rather. There we go. And behind Britannia, in fact, is berth 44, which where the Titanic left from. And the foreground here, that little tiny stone building, is God's House Tower. And that is where, only a few hundred years ago, the edge of the water came to. It's in fact... That's roof line you can see in the old buildings with the timber. That was in fact the edge of the water. So all this you can see in front of you, the ocean terminal, the cruise ship, is all reclaimed land. And lots of great city wall was built all around this part of town, all around the old town, to keep out the invading French. They used to keep coming over, sneaking in through our cellars and stealing our wives. In fact, there was a big raiding party once that came over, stole all of our wine, stole our wives, stole our valuables. As they got closer to France, they hit a storm. So they decided that they needed to lighten the load, so they threw the wine overboard. And then as it got closer, they were taking on more water, so they threw all the women and children overboard. And then the very last thing they had to do was throw the valuables overboard. And they still sank. Yeah, I think maybe our priorities would have changed in modern day. Sure, we'd throw the wine off quite so quickly. Oh, ahoy Lynn Hood, thank you for subscribing. MSC Virtuoso due on the 24th of the 5th. Maybe, yeah, that's what I'm hearing as well. I think I've heard some rumours that could be the first one. And I'm looking at improving my technology and potentially doing a live outside broadcast at the same time. Yeah, I do like to play gambling with my technology and see what will break first. Okay. Try and do a broadcast from the quayside. Here we go. We can see Jewel of the Seas, way over there. Yes, I shall try and do an outside broadcast. Be on dockside. If I could do a floating broadcast. No, let's just concentrate one step at a time. Let's just concentrate on doing an outside broadcast first. I'd like this view here. The bow. The Britannia. You can see it's quite hazy in the distance. We're not really going to be able to follow her that far. But the other day we managed to follow a ship all the way around to Ryde, and somewhere in the region of 13, 14 miles. Maybe a touch more. It gets pretty hazy the further you go out, but it's quite exciting nonetheless. Well then, shipmates, I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. And if you haven't subscribed, do think about subscribing. It helps massively. Hopefully we'll take over the rest of the ports in the area with a few more cameras. I'll carry on following her out. But until next time, shipmates.